Hey guys, so I'm going to get to the actual video in just a second, but I just had to insert this clip really quickly. As you will notice, when I start my video, I say my January favorites. Correction, it's February favorites, not January, so I am sorry about that. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. So here are my February favorites. Okay, so hey guys, so tonight I wanted to share with you my January favorites. I am particularly let's say that word right. I'm particularly excited for this month's favorites video because I finally got smart about my favorites videos and actually made a full list of favorites of stuff that I use throughout the entire month and stuff I end up using towards the end of the month because it's either new or something that I rediscovered in my collection, but I want to make sure I cover everything that I use in the entire month. So I'm starting to actually write it down. So let's jump right in because we don't want to waste any time because my favorites videos end up being 10 million years long. So I really wanted to start with a couple of primers. I always start out with primers, but I really just wanted to give a quick shout out to my favorite combo. Again, it's the same as last month. I cannot get enough of this primer. I think it's my favorite primer of all time, and that is the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. In my opinion, nothing really beats this primer. I think that it just neutralizes your skin absolutely beautifully to apply your foundation. I think that it just makes everything to be a really smooth and beautiful canvas for the foundation to go on nice and smoothly, and I really feel like it just fills all your pores and it just dissolves automatically into your skin. You don't have to worry about it like balling up or anything like that. I just think that this primer is absolutely amazing and it's still my go-to throughout the my lipstick is a little bit off over here. Actually, I think it's fine. It looks fine. But as you can see, I've used quite a bit of it, if you can see that hole right there. But yeah, I just can't seem to get enough of this primer. I use it almost every single day, and I really love pairing it with the Make It Forever Step 1 Nourishing Primer. This is awesome. I really love using this for on my nose. I also love using this with the Smashbox Primer Water and putting this over that because sometimes my skin, gets really dry and I just want something that is going to be super hydrating. So I use that in this and I feel like it just gives my skin like a boost of hydration. But typically most days if I'm using a different primer, I will throw this on my nose because it really helps control the dryness. I'm telling you, this is awesome if you have dry skin. So don't really have to go too much into detail. You guys know how much I love those, but been using them again all month. And then the eyeshadow primer that I said that I wasn't really too crazy about last month, I've been using it like crazy this month and I absolutely love it now. I'm talking about the MAC Prep and Prime 24-Hour Eye Extended Eye Base. I can never say this name right. Every time I say my lookbook videos, I always get the name wrong, but it's the 24-Hour Extended Eye Base. And I said before that I was pretty on the fence about this because it was making my filled shadows transfer. But now I really love it because it dissolves really nicely as soon as you put it on. You don't have to worry about it dissolving too quick, not too quickly, too slowly. It's like just a really nice base for your eyeshadows and really makes them nice and vibrant. I'm wearing it today. I've been wearing it throughout the past couple of weeks and honestly I really do love it now. It's just really easy to like work in. It's very smooth. It's very easy to apply. I just think that it takes the least amount of time to blend in before you go in with eyeshadow. So yeah, I've been loving this as well. And then another MAC product that I've been loving, let's just throw this right in right now because I do have a couple more MAC products to share. MAC is honestly like they make amazing products. Always end up going back to MAC sometimes. And I wanted to give another shout out to the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the shade Medium. I've been using this literally nonstop the entire month. And I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite powders I've ever used before. I'm so thankful that Jaclyn Hill recommended this. My skin still feels a little bit dry after I use certain powders. I just feel like my skin is so dry sometimes, but it is the winter time. Hopefully during the summertime it will get less dry. But this is really awesome. I actually really like using it to set my primer on my lids as well. I've just been using this instead of the MAC Emphasize. I was into using the MAC Emphasize before, but now I've just been using this, and also because I've just been way too lazy to use two separate powders on my face. I just use this and the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder like I always do. But this I just put over my primer after I apply it, and I really like how neutral it makes everything look. It has a little bit of a color, but I do think this does help bring out the vibrancy in my eyeshadows too. So yeah, I've been loving this, and I've been loving it to set my face as well. So okay, now let's get into some fun stuff, and let's talk about foundation. So I have two foundations that I've absolutely been loving recently and throughout the entire month. I have to mention this one first because I feel like that this is a rediscovered favorite, and I feel like I'm finally in love with this foundation. Like, I've always liked it, but now I honestly love it, and I'm talking about the Too Faced Born This Way Absolute Perfection Foundation in the color Vanilla. I know I've mentioned this before, but literally, I really tried to use this a lot this month, and after like the first time I used it this month, I'm like, oh my god, this really is a gorgeous foundation. Like, this is probably the most full coverage foundation that I own besides one that I'm going to mention. But as you guys know, I'm not a full coverage girl. You guys know that like my favorite Holy Grail foundations are the Giorgio Armani Luminous Foundation, the YSL Touche Éclat, which is what I'm wearing today. Like, things that really help your skin look natural and always have like my natural skin poking through. I don't really like full coverage because, not to toot my own horn, but I honestly don't really need it. I don't have acne scarring. I don't get blemishes. I really take good care of my skin, and it's probably also because I hadn't started wearing foundation until after this past year, last February. So it's only been a year since I've actually been wearing foundation, and I finally discovered a natural full coverage foundation. But this is medium to full coverage. But honestly, I really feel like this is like the most full coverage foundation that I've owned for a while. But it's beautiful. It just like has this natural finish, but it has like this glow to it. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a shine. It just makes your skin look like it's shining. And it doesn't look oily, but it doesn't look glowy. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like the finish of like the Giorgio Armani or the YSL. Like, those like just look glowing. But this just looks like natural and beautiful. It makes your skin look youthful. I just love this. I've been digging this so much this month, so I definitely love that. And I said before that this would just sweat off my face in the summertime, so I really feel like this is more like a fall-winter foundation for me, and I just feel like I can't wear it on really hot days or like hot days at work because like literally would be sweating it off at work if it was too hot in there during like the summertime. But during the winter time, this is gorgeous, so I love it. And then the other foundation that I want to mention is an old favorite of mine, and I did mention this in a haul recently, and I'm obviously talking about the Dior Skin Air Flash Spray Foundation in the color Ivory. I obviously have mentioned this before, but I did realize how much I did miss this in my collection, so I finally sucked it up and bought it. I know it's expensive, but I just couldn't seem to wait for the Vibe sale this month, and I really wanted to just replace a foundation that I know that I love. So I just decided to bite the bullet and buy it, and I have went through an entire bottle before, so I do get my complete money's worth out of this. But I love it. The only thing about this is that there's two things that are kind of annoying me. One is just a packaging issue, and another one is about applying it, but it's not too big of a deal. The spray keeps on getting clogged for some reason, so I keep on having to shake it up a lot and spray more product, which I feel like it's kind of a little bit of a waste. But I don't know, like, if I just got a faulty packaged one. And the other thing is that what I noticed is after I use this foundation, because it's such a thin spray consistency, I feel like if I make my Beauty Blender a little bit too wet, that it will make my concealer wear off a little bit while I'm applying my concealer on my nose and around like certain areas I want to brighten. I feel like it just wears off with the foundation if I make my Beauty Blender a little bit too wet. So I've been trying to make it a little bit more dry for areas of my face. And also when I have that spray issue, I actually am ending up spraying a little bit more product on my face to distribute a little bit more product a little bit more evenly, and I find that it just gives me a little bit more coverage that way. So I've been spraying it on my hand with the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops and the Kevyn Aucoin and mixing it together, applying it to my face, and then I spray a little bit directly onto my face as well just to see if it gives me just to add a little bit more coverage. And I've been really liking it like that. So I definitely like this. And then the last foundation I'm going to mention, I'm going to say why I like it and why I don't like it. But I think I'm going to mention it at the end of the video. So I will mention that with my like on the fence products. Like these are products that I don't absolutely hate, but I don't really love them either. So I'll mention it at the end. But I do want a quick shout out to this. Again, I have mentioned this before, but I honestly have been really, really, really loving it this month. I really have been using this nonstop, and that's the Kevyn Aucoin Celestial Liquid Lightning. I just think that I love the Becca Moonstone highlighter, but I feel like I'm going to be using that so much more in the summertime. But this is so beautiful for the winter time. It just gives your skin this is like beautiful natural glow, and that's why I really, really love it. People think that it does nothing, but I really feel like it adds like this youthful glow to your skin, and that's what I love about this product. It's not like super glowy, it just gives you this really beautiful natural glow. I feel like the Becca one is very glowy, and I love that. But this, I've just been super into it this month, and I can't seem to stop using it. So I've just been using this every single day. I love it. Now let's just jump into two concealers. The first one is all over YouTube. I mean, one is an old favorite, and then this one is a newer favorite. I'm talking about the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Coverage Concealer. I do really like this, but I still love my Urban Decay Naked Skin more, and I'll tell you why. I think that this is so beautiful when you apply it. It's like very creamy, and it's very cooling, which I really like, and I really think that it does balance out the darkness a lot, and it's really nice to apply. But the only thing is that I do feel like this creases a lot. Maybe because I just have to set it better with a powder. Maybe I did mention this recently in a favorites, but I don't think I did because I just got it. So, but I do like it. I like it a lot. But I don't know if I love it, but I have been enjoying it. But it's like, it's a favorite, but like, I still love the Urban Decay Naked Skin more. Like, I don't have much to say about it, but this, I am just so excited that I have this back in my collection. I think I mentioned it last month, but honestly, I've been using it so much this month too. It's just literally always my go-to. I know it always looks beautiful. I'm wearing it today, and I just love it. Like, it doesn't crease on you. It just always looks amazing. So, Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer in the color Light Warm, and the Makeup Forever Ultra HD in the color Y223. So those have been my two favorite concealers this month. Not much to say about those. And now let's jump into some eyeshadows. Why not? So, I obviously have to mention this palette first because literally I just got it yesterday, but it's so freaking bomb that I have to mention it right now because I cannot believe how amazing this palette is. I'm talking about the Manny MUA Makeup Geek palette. I received mine yesterday in the mail. I can't believe how fast that this came to my doorstep. But I am literally so proud of him. And look at the packaging. Isn't the packaging gorgeous? I haven't even hauled this yet, but I'm wearing it today and I wore it yesterday. And this palette is just so freaking bomb. Like, I literally have used almost every single shade already. The only shade that I haven't used yet is Insomnia. But I used it today and yesterday, and oh my god, this palette is gorgeous. I literally have never used Makeup Geek shadows that blend so easily, that are so pigmented. I mean, I know that Makeup Geek shadows blend like a freaking dream, but these blend amazing. Sora is probably the most beautiful crease shade I've used in a long time. I love Creme Brulee, and it kind of reminds me of Creme Brulee, but it just has like a hint more orange in it. And Creme Brulee you can easily go overboard with because it's super pigmented and you think that you need a lot, but you actually only really need a little bit. But honestly, this color blends literally in like 2 seconds. Like, right after you put Beaches and Cream on and you put this over that, it just blends. And that's what the color looks like. It's literally so gorgeous. This is actually one of my favorite shades in the palette. And then my other favorite is the really beautiful foiled shadow called Luna. Oh my god. I wore this on my lid today and I wore it yesterday too. So gorgeous. I'm not going to swatch too many because I am going to be hauling this. But if you were able to get your hands on this, I congratulate you. He did a phenomenal job on this. And again, these shadows are so blendable. I'm wearing Mars in the crease today along with Aphrodite on the outer corner. And I'm wearing Luna on the lid, and then I'm wearing Sora in the crease with Beaches and Cream. And I always put Artemis in the outer corners. In the inner corners, it's so gorgeous. I love this palette. So bravo, Manny, you did a freaking phenomenal job. I mean, I knew I was going to love it because, hello, it's Makeup Geek, but I didn't think I was going to love it this fucking much because I honestly love it. I was going to use a different palette today because I was only going to be able to wear work makeup today, yesterday, and the day before. But I used it today and yesterday because I honestly could not wait to use it again. So I just used it today too. And I used Mars in the crease rather than Frappe. And I love it. I did use Frappe over it to neutralize the red a little bit. And I just think that these blend like a freaking dream. And look at the packaging. Isn't it so cute? So that's enough about that. But I love it so much. And then just a couple of old favorites from the past month or so that I'm just going to mention really quickly. I've been really still loving the Tarte Tartelette in Bloom palette. I've been using this quite a bit this month, and I think that these colors are so beautiful. So I've definitely been digging that a lot. I think I forgot the Chocolate Bonbons palette, but I mentioned that last month anyway, but I have been using this one quite a bit. I've been using this almost every week. I feel like I have to use this at least once a week. I really do love it. Do you see how much I've dug into this color Flower Child? It's just gorgeous. So, been loving that. I'm sorry I didn't grab the Chocolate Bonbons palette, but I mentioned it in my December favorites quite a bit. So, and in my January favorites. So yeah, I don't have to mention it again. And then, of course, the other two palettes. I mean, I probably should have gotten the Chocolate Bonbons since I'm mentioning these two, because I'm pretty sure I mentioned these two last month as well. But the Lime Crime Venus palette and the Lime Crime Venus 2 palette, I just like realized when I use this palette, these colors are just so beautiful and so bomb and so pigmented that I still freaking love this. I'm really not going to spend any time talking about it because you guys know how much I love it. But every time I use it, I honestly just freaking die over it. I love it. I love it so much. But I really have been showing quite a bit of love to the Grunge 2 palette. The Venus 2 Grunge palette, sorry. And I actually have used every single shade now, and I have to say these are gorgeous. I love them so much. I'm not going to really get into it because you guys know I just love their shades. I think that they're amazing. So, yeah, I got to do a full look from this with my Jasmine shirt when I wore my Jasmine shirt, and I freaking loved it. So, yeah, love this as well. And then a couple of single shadows. I have to give a quick shout out to the ColourPop Where the Light Is Kathleen Light's collection. I mean, Where the Night Is. Sorry, I'm getting tired already. But I wanted to point out one specific shade first before I talk about the other three. I mean, they're all favorites. But honestly, the one I've used the most is the Super Shock Shadow in the shade Weenie. I love this. I've been using this so much with the Tartelette in Bloom palette. It's just such a gorgeous, intense, it's so freaking pretty. That's Weenie right there on the top. It actually looks pretty similar to Luna, but a little bit more pink. But it's so gorgeous. This has definitely been my favorite color from the eyeshadows. And then Telepathy I got to use this month, and oh my god, it is so gorgeous on the lid. So I love her, and I love the color selection that she chooses. I just love Kathleen Lights. She's amazing. So I love those as well. Been using them quite a bit. And then let's make sure we're not going to be forgetting everything. And then a couple single ones from Kat Von D. I really have been trying to use my single Kat Von D shadows, and I've been really loving Dose and Raw Power. I mean, I do use Synergy the most, and I actually have used Raw Power once. I know that's terrible. I was going to use it today, but then I was like, oh, it's too much red, so I'm just going to use Luna on the lid again. But Dose is really, really gorgeous. It's this really beautiful, like burnt orange, orangey color. It's just gorgeous. These are amazing. If you don't have them, seriously, you need to go buy them. And then Raw Paris is gorgeous metallic burgundy color. I really want to make it a point of using this a lot more this month, so I have to do it. Maybe I used it more than once, maybe twice, but I know I'm definitely not using it as much as I should. And then the last eyeshadow favorite, just a quick shout out to a Makeup Geek shadow. You know, I can't talk about eyeshadow unless I talk about Makeup Geek. But this is a sad sight, so just bear with me. Okay, so I dropped my Z palette on my counter and I kind of shattered a lot of shadows. But guess which one I shattered the most? Starry Eyed. Do you see that? Completely gone. And I was so upset about it because obviously you guys know I was working on Starry Eyed to hit pan on it. I did hit pan on it, but now I can't include it in a products I want to use up video update because I used it up without really technically using it up because I dropped it. So I'm really upset about that. And then I also did shatter a blush a little bit. At least I didn't shatter it like Starry Eyed. But yeah, it really does suck because it was one of my favorites, but you can see how much my shadows got damaged. Like there's a bunch of marks in them, but at least they didn't shatter like Starry Eyed. The only other one I'm worried about is Magic Act. Magic Acts, because look at that. But whatever. But the shadow I have been using a lot this past week or two is Whimsical. I just like my favorite inner corner highlight for colorful looks. I just love it. So I've been loving that. And as you can see, I've also been hitting Major Pan on Beaches and Cream again. I am going to be done with this shade probably really soon. So that is it from Makeup Geek, and that is it for eyeshadows. So let's jump into, I think we're going to jump into highlighters because I just can't wait to talk about them any longer. I'm just trying to make sure I don't drop anything. Okay, actually let's talk about mascaras really quickly and then we'll talk about highlighters. Okay, so the first product I want to mention is something that I got from Ulta. I don't remember if I mentioned this in my last product favorites. But I really wanted to mention this if I already did again, and that is the Lancome Cils Booster XL Primer. This primer is so freaking bomb. I have not touched my Stila one since I've gotten this, and I use this literally almost every single day, and I really think that it does help my mascara last longer. It really helps my lashes, you know, look nice and curled, and I just have really been digging it. So I've been definitely loving this as well. I don't use it sometimes, but when I do use it, I really do notice a difference. I was watching Kathleen Light's eyelashes routine, like full voluminous lashes routine, and she used the Estee Lauder little black primer in that video. But then she also said that she used to use this. I mean, like, she still uses it, but she said that this is also a really great primer as well. She thinks that they're the two best primers, and I'm like, hell yeah, this primer is awesome. So I'm glad that it's approved by her too. And then mascaras, two older favorites. You guys know I love these, but the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black, I use this almost every single week because I use it when I don't have time for eyeliner and I just want, or if I don't have time to like put on primer and wanting to make sure my lashes look good for the top and bottom. And even if I don't have time to put on my MAC Giga Black Lash on the bottom, I will throw this on the top and the bottom, and I know that it will always look good. So this is always my go-to for work if I'm in a rush, and I just love it. So I always know it's going to look great. And then the one I can't seem to put down, and the one I've just been loving all month, is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I've just been using it every day that I have time to use it, you know, when I'm not in a rush or when I'm going out. It just literally makes it look like you're wearing falsies, and I absolutely love it. So I'm so happy I finally decided to try it because I love it. I probably will repurchase it when it's dried out. And then another old favorite, I did have to finally throw out my tester version of this, but I did have a deluxe sample that I got from Ulta like a couple months ago that I finally got to break out and use, and that's the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. I love this for natural days as well, and this is one of my go-tos as well for the gym, so I love that. Okay, now we're going to talk about highlighters, which I am super excited to talk about. I can't really talk about highlighters without mentioning these two babies right here. And I have quite a few highlighters to mention. Yeah, actually I have just four actually. I mean, two are kits and the other two are single highlighters. But anyway, I have to mention the Anastasia Glow Kits. These are so beautiful. So beautiful. I didn't think I really was going to order these, but let me tell you. I did talk about this one in my recent Sephora haul video. I haven't hauled this one yet because I had to order this one online because they were sold out of it in my Macy's. But the first one I'm going to show you is, which one is this? Gleam, the Anastasia Glow Kit in Gleam. And the colors in here are Hard Candy, Mimosa, Starburst, and Crushed Pearl. I have been using this so much since I've gotten it. Literally, it's been like my go-to highlighters when I go out, and I just think that they're so beautiful. Like, I'll show you. And I literally was like swatching these in the store for a good 10 minutes trying to debate which one I wanted. And then I saw that they only had this one available because this one was sold out. And I was like, oh, well, obviously I'm only going to be able to buy this one. But this one is Crushed Pearl. This is the one that everybody is raving about. And seriously, it is so beautiful. It's definitely my favorite from the palette. Look at that. So gorgeous. So that's the first one. This one's more of like a cool tone kit. So pretty. This is so beautiful for the winter time. And then the more recent one that I got, since I just got this in the mail a couple of days ago, is the Glow Kit in That Glow. And just everybody has been raving about these, and for a good reason. I really didn't think I was going to love them so much, and then I tried them and I was like, okay, these are gorgeous, so I had to get them. And, sorry, this one has Sunburst, Golden Bronze, Bubbly, and Dripping in Gold. And the packaging's adorable, too. Also, sorry, I'm just reading text messages from my boyfriend and my best friend because they decided to finally text me back. This one is more of like a warm glow palette, and I haven't hauled this one yet, so I'm just keeping the insert in there. But this is what this one looks like, and it's so freaking beautiful. I just love it. Sunburst is just so gorgeous, and then Bubbly is the one that everybody is talking about from this palette. But Sunburst is probably my favorite one. Oh, shit. Kind of like put a little bit of Sunburst in there. This one is Sunburst, and then this one is Bubbly right here. They're just so beautiful. Like, she really does a phenomenal job with highlighters. I am extremely impressed with her highlighter formula because basically this is pretty much all I have from Anastasia besides her Pure Hollywood and her brow gel. But I just ordered a new brow gel, but these are bomb. So she did an amazing job on these. And then the other highlighter I want to mention. So I finally made my first order on Girlactik, and I decided to order one of their face glows in the shade Natural. I was so on the fence on which one I actually wanted to get, but I finally decided to get. The only thing that annoys me about this is that the pigment just like is so, I don't know what it is. It just ends up crumbling a little bit. Like when you actually dip your brush in, it just like goes everywhere. But this is so beautiful. But like I was saying, I was so torn as to which Girlactik face glow I wanted because I heard so many good things about Natural and Luster, but this one is in the shade Natural. I was like, you know what? I'm probably going to wear Natural a lot more for more natural days, obviously. And this is so gorgeous. Like, look how pigmented that is, first of all. And this is it swatched right here. Right down there. That one is Natural. It is so gorgeous. So I'm really glad I decided to order this one. I probably will pick up Luster at some point too. So I'm hoping to order that one too. And then the last highlighter I have to mention is the Hourglass Ambient Strobe Lighting Powder in the shade Incandescent Strobe Light. This is what the packaging looks like. It's so friggin' beautiful. And then this is what the powder looks like. Why am I talking like this is a haul? This is not a haul, Caitlin. But I really love these two because they're so natural looking. I really have been super into like more natural highlights. I mean, hello, like this is the girl that needs to be beaming from space. I actually am wearing what am I wearing today? Bubbly and Dripping in Gold from the Anastasia Glow Kit. That Glow Kit. But I have worn this one twice already, and I think it's so beautiful. Like, look how pigmented it is on your hand, but this is I actually really love the formula of these. See how natural this one is though? It's very natural looking, but as soon as you dip your finger in, it's just so buttery and finely milled that you just know it's going to be beautiful. I just love this. I think it's gorgeous, so I've been using that quite a bit too. So those are the last highlighters I have to mention, and now we'll talk about blushes. So the first one I want to mention is another Girlactic Girlactic product, and this is the Girlactic Star Blush in the shade Naples. I got this because of Young, Wild, and Polished. She like constantly raves about this blush from Girlactic, so I was like, okay, I really need to pick this up. This is probably my favorite thing that I got from Girlactic. It is so gorgeous. Like, you think it's just going to be, oh, it's just going to be some nude blush and I'm not going to love it. I really didn't think I would like metallic blushes as much as this one, and this is gorgeous on. Like, it's super pigmented, it lasts 4 hours, and it looks like a highlight, but once you put it on your cheeks, it is phenomenal. So that's what it looks like up there. See, it could honestly double as a highlight, but it's just so gorgeous as a blush that I've been digging this so much. So I definitely love this a lot. Their face products are so bomb. Their lip products we'll get to. And then the other single blush I want to mention is the MAC Powder Blush in the shade Spellbinder. Basically this and the Girlactic and some other more MAC blushes are like basically the only ones that I really have been using. I mean, I've been using a lot of my blushes, but when it comes to newer blushes, like, I've only purchased the Girlactic and this one. Like, I really haven't purchased any other blushes. But this one in the shade Spellbinder is really, really pretty on. It has, like, it's not a pinkish color. It's not a peach color. It's kind of, like, in between. It kind of reminds me of Flower Child, but just a little bit lighter, and it's, like, not as pink. And it's just so pretty on. It gives, like, such a nice glow to your cheeks. I really like the powder blushes from MAC. I just love blushes from MAC. I mean, it's when you swatch it, it's really nothing to look at. Like, literally, you're not really going to get much out of it when you swatch it because it's very stiff. But once you apply it to your face, it is so gorgeous on. So you really can't justify it by swatching it. This was the one that they had in the Fairy Whispers collection. I'm so glad I snagged this because I love it. So I love that. And then the last blushes I want to talk about, I know I probably mentioned this last month, but I have to mention it again, and that is the MAC Contour and Sculpt Yourself palette. This is so freaking beautiful, and I got the opportunity to use every single shade this month, and I have to say I love this palette so much. I used the contour shade so much, and I love it. It has this beautiful gray undertone to it. It's just like a perfect contour shade. So this is called Sculpt. And then I also have, I love peaches. I mean, who doesn't love peaches? It's gorgeous. But I also have been really loving Fleur Power this month. I've been using this a lot more than I thought I would. And this one is super pigmented. This is probably the most pigmented blush in the palette. It's probably like just as pigmented as a Becca blush. I mean, also it is a pink blush, so I need to realize that don't need to use as much pink as I need to. I'm actually wearing MAC's Melba today. Since I used Manny's palette, this is like one of his all-time favorite blushes, so I really wanted to pay homage to him and wear one of his favorite blushes, but also it's one of my favorite blushes too, so I had to wear Melba today. I just love it so much. But anyway, this is so pigmented that you really need a light hand with it. And then Trace Gold is also a gorgeous one right here, and I have worn Sunbask a couple times. But Trace Gold is a really gorgeous one too. So overall, this palette is so bomb. Honestly, if you ever get one thing from MAC, get this palette. You will not be disappointed. It's gorgeous. And then, of course, I have one contour type product to mention, and that is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. I did already know I was going to love this because it's so raved about on YouTube, but I didn't realize how much I was going to love it. I have only used it about 3 or 4 times, but I have to say it is beautiful. These are so super pigmented, but they give you this beautiful chiseled contour to your face, and I really have been loving using Lucid to bake the contour, Sombre as a contour shade, and Shadow Play. But they're so pigmented that you have to use a very light hand. I actually haven't used these other shades yet. I haven't used the banana powder yet. I probably should. I just can never get away to using the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder under my eyes, and I never end up using anything else. But honestly, these are beautiful, so buttery, so smooth, so blendable. Super pigmented though, so you have to use a light hand with them. And you literally, all you have to do with the brush is boop, like literally boop, and that's it. That's all you have to do. And it just blends out in like 2 seconds. It's beautiful, but you have to be careful because it's very pigmented. It's the only thing I don't love is that they're a little bit too pigmented. Like, I hate that about blush or contour because I feel like it's not as easy to fix a overly pigmented contour and overly pigmented blush, because an overly pigmented contour can look very muddy, and an overly pigmented blush can just look like, bam, I have like intensely pink cheeks. So what I usually do to fix those is I just throw the foundation back on my cheeks, and then it'll just fix it up. So that is it for face products, and now let's just get into lip products, and then we will be done. So I'm just going to mention a couple of lip products here. Hopefully I have all of them. Okay, so let's see, which one has been my absolute favorite this month? I would have to mention these 3 things from ColourPurp. But my absolute favorite go-to lip color this month has been ColourPop's Lippie Stick in Aquarius. I've been wearing the crap out of this. I have told you that I've been so overwhelmed with lipsticks, but this has been my go-to shade for like if I'm just working. If I'm just going to the mall or if I'm just going to the gym, I will just throw this on and it always looks gorgeous. So I've just been loving that shade. Kathleen Lights, again, you did a phenomenal job because this is my go-to color recently. I just love it. And then my 2 go-to lippy pencils have been the ColourPop one in Aquarius, which again is by Kathleen Lights, and the ColourPop one in Skimpy, which is a newer one that I got. The only thing I hate about ColourPop lippy pencils is the packaging. I have lost 3 of the caps to them. Like, this is an Urban Decay lip liner packaging, but I can't seem to be able to find the other ones, but these are what they look like. The only reason why this one looks good is because it's a newer one that I haven't hauled yet, but I had to get a new lip liner because Oh Snap is just like almost done with, and it just looks so ghetto because it's just like the lip liner caps constantly pop off, and I hate that. But yeah, this one is really gorgeous too. You guys have seen the lip liner like a million times, so we don't have to get into that. Then I want to mention a couple from Lime Crime because I've been loving these recently. I have 2 Velveteens and 1 lipstick. These 2 lipsticks in Polly and Cupid, the 2 Velveteens. Polly is the new one from the like newer colors. I have been dying for Lime Crime to come out with colors like this. I've been dying for them to come out with like blushed pink colors, and they finally did. And I am so happy that they did because I knew I would freaking love them, because you guys know how much I love bleached, but that's not really like a true pink color. It's like a pinky neutral color. But this one is Polly and that one is Cupid. I just been loving these. Polly's is really gorgeous, like cooler tone mauvey pink, and then Cupid is this really gorgeous, like medium tone pink. I love these so much. I've been wearing the crap out of them. And then the other one is Lime Crime's Unicorn Lipstick in Coquette. As you guys know, they are discontinuing these, but I've been wanting this shade for forever, and I'm so glad that they are selling them for $8 right now, so I got this for $8. I was originally supposed to get it with Black Friday, but I forgot to get it, but I got it with this order, and it's so gorgeous. It's such a gorgeous nude color. I've only worn it once, but I love it. I've only worn these 2 Velveteens twice, though, but I already freaking love them, so I love those. And then another lipstick that I really didn't think I was going to love so much, but I actually really prefer these over another formula that I'm going to talk about, and this is the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Androgyny. As you guys know, this is like one of the most sought after shades in the beauty industry right now. He launched this a few weeks ago and it's sold out within like 20 minutes, but honestly, this is beautiful. The only thing I can't stand about it is the packaging. Not the packaging. The smell. These smell so bad. I don't know why, but the actual product is so nice. This one is Androgyny right there. I know I put such a obnoxious swatch on my hand, but I really have been loving this. I actually ended up wearing this all day in the city like 2 weeks ago with my boyfriend, and it felt really nice in the lips. Barely had to reapply it. Was super comfortable all day. I am super impressed with this shade. I honestly really like his lipsticks. They're not my absolute favorite because I still feel like they feel a little bit thick, but I will actually mention the ones that I don't really like as much as these. But this is actually a really, really good one, so I will haul this soon and let you know more thoughts on that. And then I have a couple of regular lipsticks to share with you. Just really quick shout outs to my 3 favorite MAC lipsticks this month. You guys know how much I love Pillow Talk. This one is just beautiful. I'm sorry, this always ends up being 40 minutes long. But this shade is so gorgeous. I've been wearing this so much this month. I just freaking love it. And I guess I'm trying to swatch it next to Lime Crime's Coquette. That one is Pillow Talk right there. I just love it. Always lip products take up my whole video. And then Among the Fireflies, you guys know I love this one too. I just love these shades from the Fairy Whispers collection. They're so gorgeous. And then Max Stone. This is so freaking bomb on. I know it's scary looking and is very dark, but it's so beautiful. I've actually worn this once, but I'm so hoping I can wear it again. Then Stila actually came out finally with a nude lipstick from their Stila Stay All Day line, and this one is in the shade Carmelo. This is so beautiful on. I wore this like all day on Saturday, and honestly this is so much easier to wear than certain other lipsticks that I'm going to talk about. But I wore this from like 7 in the morning to like 10 or 11 at night because I had to be up for a staff meeting. I mean, granted, I did come home and reapply it again. Like, I wiped it off and reapplied it because I had already worn it for like 10 hours, and I knew if I reapplied it again, my lips were going to be like screaming. Like, it was so good during the whole day until about 6 o'clock, and that's when my lips felt really dry. But that was after like 10 hours, so overall it did a pretty phenomenal job. So that's what it looks like right there. It's such a gorgeous nude color. I love it. So this is the color that they launched with their, I believe with their holiday lipsticks. And so many people wanted them to make a nude color permanent in their collection because they really don't have too many nude colors. And that's what was included in that set. And I think they made all 5 of the shades permanent right now. So that's freaking awesome. And then just a couple from this Bite Beauty lip set that I did mention that I got in December. I finally got to wear these this month. Like, can you believe how long it actually took me to wear these? But this is what I've been using the most, and that is the Bite Beauty lip primer. I've been using this every day, and honestly, this is probably my favorite lip primer I've ever used. It is really awesome. Like, I have used so much of it already. I feel like I'm definitely going to probably use this up, and I'm probably going to have to repurchase it, but I really love it. It makes your lipstick go on flawlessly. It has like this really great mint taste to it, so I love that. And then the 2 lip products from the set that I got to wear was Bite Beauty's Luminous Cream Lipstick in Pepper. This is also gorgeous. Love it. It's this really pretty like mauve-y color. And then the other one is the Bite Beauty Matte Cream Lip Crayon in the shade Glacé. This is so pretty on. And they smell so freaking good, but this is so nice. I really love this one. That's what that looks like right there, right? Yeah, that one is Glacé right there. And then a lip gloss favorite also from the same set. Honestly, this is probably the lip gloss I've been wearing the most this month, and I don't wear lip glosses too much, but I have to give a shout out to this one, and that is the Bite Beauty Lush Fruit Lip Gloss in the shade Honey. I've worn this at least 3 or 4 times this month, and I really, really enjoy it. And again, it smells amazing. I tried to wear it over this lipstick today, though, and it wasn't working. But I think it's because of the lipstick, not because of this. And I'll mention that in a minute. And then the last favorite is Kathleen Light's Ofra Liquid Lipstick in the shade Havana Nights. This is so gorgeous on. Looks so pretty. I said before that these lipsticks look like a regular lipstick, but in matte form. Like, they look like the finish of a regular lipstick, but they last, obviously, like a liquid lipstick, because it's a liquid lipstick, and these are very comfortable to wear as well. So I love this. Again, Kathleen Light's favorite. I absolutely love her, so love that. And then a sample that I discovered and wanted to use was the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix makeup setting spray. I actually ended up using this over my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray for a couple of days, and I probably will end up using this up because I'm probably going to have to, oh my god, this is already almost done. How did I use so much of this already? Like, look how much is in there, like literally nothing. I only used this like 3 times and it's literally almost done. So yeah, I'm probably just going to be using this up and then that's it. But I really, as you can tell, I like it. So it is really, really nice. And then the last favorite that I have is but I am running out of the Urban Decay All Nighter, so I have to get it really soon. Last favorite I have is the Sacred Truth Fresh Face Mask from Lush. I got this as the free facial mask from Lush. Oh my god, I just realized how fucking long this video is. Anyway, I just wanted to mention this really quickly because this is probably my new favorite mask besides the Rosy Cheeks one. I really do feel like this made my breakouts stop and made my skin super clear, and I really, really love it. I didn't get too many breakouts, but the first week of the month or second week of the month, I was having like a couple of issues with breakouts, and now I just feel like my skin is so super smooth and clear. Maybe it's because of my facial oil finally kicking in and working, because Stephanie Nicole says it takes like a month or 2 to finally start really working. I'm not sure if that has to do with serums and oils or just serums. I'm not really entirely sure. But this is has papaya and wheatgrass and green tea in it. I just feel like it has such great ingredients, and it really made my skin bright and beautiful and flawless. I just absolutely loved it. I only ended up using it 3 times though, because by the time I wanted to use it again, it was expired, so I had to throw it out. But obviously I keep these because of the free facial mask, but I love it. It was awesome. Okay, so first products that I am really on the fence about, I'm not sure how I feel about them, are the Galactic Matte Lip Paints. I was honestly so freaking disappointed in these because so many people rave about these, and I haven't hauled them yet, but honestly, I am not going to be picking up any more shades from the Galactic lip collection. I will be picking up some more of their highlighters or blushes, but the lip paints I don't like. I am actually wearing one of them today. I'm wearing the shade Bashful, but I don't like these. I mean, the shades are beautiful. They are so pretty on, but literally they are the worst at layering. They get super drying, they peel, and they wrinkle my lips. And I'm just like, why do I have to deal with that when I have so many other lipsticks that do such a better job? Even the Jeffree Star, even this is so much better than this. And I was super impressed with this shade. Like, I really love this, and my Lime Crime are just, these are phenomenal. I love them. And even the Stila one. But I've loved Lime Crime and Stila formula for a long time. But these, I'm not really going to be wearing too often. I mean, this is the second time I'm wearing Bashful. So I got Bashful and Sweet. I don't understand why people are so crazy about these, because I did tell you that I did change my thoughts about Dose of Colors. I really do really like those, and those are super comfortable. I'd rather have a super comfortable lipstick that I can wear that maybe won't last as long, but these don't even last that long either. And when you try to layer them after you eat, they just get flaky and they just get dry, or they don't dry on your lips completely and they transfer and don't completely dry inside. So you have like this line, and it's just like, no, like look how drying it looks. Like, it looks good, but it makes my lips look dry, and I just don't like that. So, not really sure how I feel about these still. I've only worn this one twice and this one once, so maybe I will give you my thoughts on these as I wear them more throughout this month. But I will say I do like Sweet over Bashful. This is probably one of my least favorite lipsticks, honestly. Because this one is a little bit more comfortable and it's a little bit less wrinkly, but I'm not sure how I feel about them. But their face products are bomb, so I'm surprised that their lip products aren't as good. And then the last product I have to mention is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. Okay, so I got this because of Candy Johnson. I saw her absolutely rave about it, and she said this is one of her favorite foundations she's ever used. She said it's her favorite one she's ever used. So I was so excited to try this, and I tried it, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it absolutely hated it. I can't talk, I've been talking for almost 50 minutes. I absolutely hated it, and the reason why I hated it is because I think I put way too much on. And the first time I tried it, I literally have not had a worse foundation not last throughout the day. It just didn't last. And I was like, what the fuck happened? It was literally like almost gone on my cheeks. It was almost gone on my chin, like all around this area and all around my forehead right here. And I was like, what the fuck happened? So, and it also felt super dry, and I felt like it looked super orange. So I was like, okay, I don't like this foundation. So I stopped using it for maybe like a couple of days, and then I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to try it again and use less of it. I need to learn that, a full coverage foundation means it's a full coverage foundation and you don't need too much of it. So that's what I did. I used less of it, and now actually I really do like it. It felt a lot more comfortable, and I was like, okay, I really need to use not as much as I did and really let my Cover FX Custom Cover Drops do its job and add the right amount of coverage for me and the custom amount of coverage. And now I really do like it, but I'm still testing it out. So I will let you know if this is a favorite or not next month, but so far I am really liking it. But I wanted to say why I didn't like it in the first place. That's why it's a favorite and not a favorite. And that is it. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram as TPW819, and my Twitter is PorkFace819. You would think since I planned my favorites video this month that it wouldn't be as long, but for some reason it is, and I'm very sorry. But I always seem to have too many favorites every single month, and they always be way too long. And that's it. Bye! And my Snapchat is PorkFace819. Bye!